Ah, there you go. Whew. Man, we made it to Friday, boy. Episode 70 of Inside the Rapper Studio. Huge shout out to Mom Jail showing up mad early. We love to see it. Today we got Money D on show now. I mean, hopefully I won't have the Friday problems of the Friday shows. I think I got all my precautions out the way because I know how these shows can get on these last days of the week. But yeah, I'm not taking any fucking chances. We've been down this road before, so yeah, hopefully we can get these things squared away. Once Monty D is on, we can go ahead and roll on in with this nice little interview. Yeah. Hopefully everybody had a good week. I think I had a good week, in my opinion. Not to give away the secret sauce, but doing a lot of planning with this next project. Got some visuals coming up. Yeah. But that's me talking about me until the guest is on. Once the guest is on, I don't give a shit about what's going on over here. It's all about the bottom screen. So, yeah. While I do have the time, I got visuals coming up. The project coming up, that's about like 90% done. All I gotta do is just, do a little buffing and shining over here. Visuals, I got one that shot this week. Hopefully I can get another one down next week. Yeah, regular old things going over here in Swayze TV Live. Who's still in here because I'm still waiting on our wonderful guest. Huge shouts out to Aaron, shouts out to LB, shouts out to Beth. Huge shouts out to Beth coming on in and moseying on over. How was OC? I'm pretty sure OC was fine, but from what I hear it wasn't. But we can all find solace in certain things. Huge shouts, of course, shouts out to See the Light. Speaking of See the Light, we have a skincare. The guest for today has a skincare line. So hopefully you can stick around, talk to her about that, or at least like throw in a question or two, you know what I mean? See if you guys can connect or something. I'm trying to make sure I can service everybody for this. Ben is an idiot. LOL, it was fun. I mean, we all know this. Put your hat on, of course. Put your goddamn hat on. It's 8:00. It's Monday through Friday. We all have the ritual to happen for these interviews. So yeah. How are things, Sierra? Hopefully you think everything's crystal clear and honky-dory on your side of the globe, or at least your side of Baltimore. This laptop has been giving me problems, but it's a blessing that every time 8 o'clock rolls around, I can still do my soundboard. Speaking of the devil, we got the guest. We can get this live popping and get these interview started. See, got my notes.
Oh, hello there. I am here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
All right, let's get it started. Everybody, please welcome to another exciting episode of Inside the Rapper Studio, episode 70 to be exact. I've been doing this shit for way too long. Today's guest, very, very special guest in the building. Artist, songwriter, rapper, hustler, brand building, anime enthusiast, Asian food enthusiast. It's a lot more things I can list off, but I'm pretty sure we're going to cover all bases within this next 45 minutes. So everybody, please drop hearts, drop likes, drop comments for the one, the only, Monty D.
Hello there, humans. Wow, there we go.
How is everything?
Hot. It's crap.
Yeah.
Yes, it's hot. It's so hot outside. And then I live downtown, so it's like I can hear everybody outside too. So it's always fun.
So hot and noisy?
Yes, very much so. I mean, my air is on, but my plants, they need like actual, we got to be a good plant mom out here.
Gotcha.
So what's going on today?
Another exciting episode was going on today.
I was gonna say, I'm here. I'm ready.
So, with every episode of Inside the Rapper Studio, there's an origin story told from the bottom of the screen. So, could you tell us how everything got started with the artist known as Monty D?
So actually, it's a very funny story. So, I had to change my name at first. So, at first, my name was like Cupcakes. because I got this really, listen, hear me out. So my parents allowed me to get my first tattoo at 14. And it was a cupcake. And after a while, I was in undergrad, and I was like, all right, this ain't fine. So we gonna cover this bad boy up. But as we cover it up, we gonna change our name. So a lot of people don't know until they actually like get to know me that it's just my first name missing a letter, and then my last name missing a letter. So it works out. How did I start off where I am now? So when I was younger, like I've always loved music. So when I was younger, my mom, when I would get punished, I wasn't able to listen to the music that everybody else would listen to. So I would have to listen to like classical music, or we would listen to gospel music. We would clean up listening to DMX and Slick Rick and Eric B. and Rakim. So it was like, damn, all right, it's words, but it's people using the words and they rapping with the words. So how can I do that? So that's how that started. But here I started writing songs for other people.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I can't tell you who, but I've written a lot of songs. Yeah, we're ghostwriter day.
The information leaked out anyway.
Ghostwriter day.
So with the early stages of like with the name cover up with the cupcake in the beginning of that, and switching over to Monty D, do you feel as though it was a transformation not just within the name but within the person?
Yeah, because it seemed like at that time it was more of me going into that adult phase. Because like I said, all this shit happened when I was like 14, 15. So, you know, I wasn't rational. You know, I didn't have the right mindset. Excuse me, I didn't have that right mindset to do apparently what I did. So once I did the switch over, it was just like, okay, we're an adult. We're going to make adult decisions. We're going to do adult things. So yes, it was a huge change.
Gotcha. Also wanted to tag on to the great origin of like pretty much having that house of like a mixed bag of musical genres, such as like, you know, classical,
like rock. Like I didn't know any kid my age at 9 or 10 listening to rock music, or you know,
rock wide.
Yeah, they're like, oh, how you know this song? Like my mom played everything. Her and that pink iPod. Literally.
So with the that kind of like mixed bag, does it reflect that in the music?
Yeah, because it's not all coming from. You can tell when somebody only listens to one genre of music, if that makes sense. So like even watching other artists work, you can tell where their background is stemming from. If a person listens to DMX all their life, you can hear that in their music. It's like, I don't want to say it's like a copy mechanism, but you can just tell. So that helps me because it's like, if I need to refer to something, it's like, all right, like I know what song I'm looking for. I know what song I'm looking for. But it's not where you think it is, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense. Did you also listen to a lot of mystical?
Yes, when I wasn't supposed to. Yes. Funny thing is, I just had a conversation about that. So that is my favorite person to do an impersonation of. I found out some really weird stuff about him, so I can't say that's my favorite person because we
of course.
But nah, like him and Cisco are probably the best people to impersonate.
So, with your impersonation of Mystical, did it lead to your first single from Danger?
So actually, that was not my first single, but that's where that came from. So my first single was a feature. And I actually wound up not liking it, so I took it off of all streaming networks because my voice is way stronger than what it is, what it was. Yeah. So like going from to actually talking, and so yeah, it's way different now.
Got you. Well, since we're already on the topic, and I tried to pull a Nard one, we're just gonna go straight to Danger by our wonderful artist of Monty D. Tell us how you came up with rapping on a song like this.
So I was pretty bored one day. One of my friends, D-Day, he works in an architect, and I was like, I wonder if I could record something over there. How would that work? And I sat in the corner. I sat in the little couch that's in there, and I'm scooted all the way to the corner. And I was sitting there as they was recording. I'm just typing and typing and typing. So he like, you ready? And I was like, I think so. And that's how that formed. So it was not freestyled. It was just like, all right, this sound good, but I can't really hear the music, so we just gonna go off of what we hear.
Gotcha. So with the since we're on the topic of pretty much like rapping on industry beats, I feel like I talk about this topic a lot in my interviews. What is your opinion of like rapping on industry beats in 2020? Because it almost seems like a lost art now.
Now I wouldn't suggest it only because it's like we have so much of the same sound. So how can you make yourself different from the rest? So like when I did Sailor Moon, I was like, all right, I don't know nobody playing with Sailor Moon like that at all. So it's like, how can you make yourself different than everybody else? So I would not suggest rapping on industry beats unless you're doing some sway in the morning type. Go ahead for it.
That's a very interesting take. Everybody's usually like with it because like it brings back the essence and things like that. And
I mean, it does, but it's not your essence.
Mm.
It's somebody else's essence. So, example, like you don't think of me when you hear Danger. You think of Mystical because that's what Mystical brought to the table. So that's why I'm saying like people need to find their own unique sounds and patterns and wave, and they just need to try to push that out. Because you get more, I think you get more recognition from being unique than following other individuals.
I can really respect that. I can appreciate that
answer. So like when I do it to be funny. It's just like, if this takes off, do I want to be known for doing something over top of somebody else?
Gotcha. So we actually have, this is the first time I've actually had a question on the show actually being asked. So I feel like I'm honored. So the first question is, with rap and architecture and anime, are there any other art forms that you play around with?
No, because Sailor Moon was actually a surprise. It wasn't planned. No. I think I'm going to just stick with what I know.
Gotcha.
I think I woke up one morning and I was just singing a theme song. And I met this guy on Twitter that lived in Cleveland. And he was like, whenever you need beats, I'll send them to you. So I was like, can I just make my own? And I sing to you what I want, and then you take it from there. And he did absolutely everything that I asked for. So I sung the theme song. I told him where I wanted certain points to drop, where I wanted the beat to come in, and he did it. He did everything in like, I want to say 24 hours.
Wow.
And his name is First Composer. So that's who I get all of my beats from when I do decide to rap.
Got you. Huge shouts out to First Composer. For the ones that's rolling in late in class, as usual, the song that was recently playing was Danger from our wonderful guest of episode 70 of Inside the Rapper Studio, Monty D. Once again, thank you very much for joining me on this Friday evening and
No problem.
Questions. I'm going to give a few shouts out to everybody that's rolling in. Huge shouts out to Action Bastard. Shouts out to Meech Correct. Nick Jones. We got Lord Jesus in here. Young Rizzo. We got Bakery Burner. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
He's actually from Cali, too. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, man,
he's a producer from Cali.
Nationwide. We love to see it. Who else we got in here? We got Finago Baby. Of course, Abolish Mom Jail. So, Miss D. Next topic.
Thank you for pronouncing my name right. I appreciate you.
I did. Who mispronounces Monty D?
Everyone does. They say Manny, and then like it got to one point in time, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna keep correcting y'all. Like I know who you talking to. But yeah, you'd be surprised.
Those names it's kind of one of those names that's super. I guess since I'm in like a black community all the time, I know a Monty when I see one. You know what I mean? Whereas though, like, it'd
be to the point where we be in meetings and I'd be like, it's not my name.
So, next topic I wanted to talk to you about is, of course, the empire that you built, which is Amani Grace Skin. To be honest, I haven't seen something built with such, I guess, precision and hard work and a lot of like straight up decency within the community since I don't know when. So could you tell us how everything got started with
so in 2018, my mom, she came home and she was like, I want to start a skincare company. So we like, all right, like, you know, she do everything else under the sun. She do meal prep. She works as a whole secretary, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. 2019 rolls around. Actually, so this is like the beginning of 2018. So middle 2018, she come home. She like, all right, I did my research. I'm ready. So I'm like, all right, push it. So she was like, we gotta find out, you know, we gotta find a name. So she was like, she gave us a few options, and then it was like, hey, like, what about Imani Grace? And I was like, no, because people gonna think that's my middle name. Like, no. So she was like, no, I think that's a good fit. So, you know, we started going through logos, and I left at that moment. That's when I left because it wasn't my baby at the time. Um, Recently, so at first our sales, the people that we sold to were literally people that were in churches, so like conventions, pastors, ministers. It worked at that time. Recently, I lost my job because of COVID. Corona is not our friend. But so I was like, all right, well, what the fuck I'm gonna do? I'm sitting in the house. I don't have nothing to do. So my mom was like, you have a whole business that you don't run. So I'm like, okay, like I can deal with that. So, you know, I get in, I step in, she handed me like contacts. Like we talking to people over in Africa, like that's where we get our stuff from. So we talking to people in Africa. I got my aunt, she trying to translate on the phone. So I was like, all right, now what can I do as far as the people in my community? So I said, we're gonna tie skincare into music. So my mom was like, how you gonna do that? I was like, we'll give people their own collabs, like how you do music and you have a collaboration. We want to make people collab with Butters, and that's only having probably like 10 sales a month. To we at least get about 5 to 15 packages every 2 days now.
Talking about.
We added Cam and Butch, and it was just like everything just went crazy from there.
That's wonderful.
That's how we started, and that's how we're here now. So it's not anything new. It's just new to our world.
Got you. What would you say is the difference between where it started in terms of like where it kind of felt like where you not necessarily like dished or anything like that, but like where it just kind of like went to the wayside until now after COVID? What would you say is the main difference between those two periods of Imani Grace?
So when I first started, it was just like, all right, we're not even selling this crap. Like, what we gonna do? Let mom handle it. But now that we're pulling people in that we know and we connect with, it's just like, I don't know if you've seen one of Butch posts, but it was like, don't you want to smell like me? And it was like, damn, like you want to smell like somebody you admire. So it went from hopelessness to, all right, boom, we got another collection coming out. We can resell out. We about to do this. So it's definitely like a major shift.
Absolutely. If it's one, first of all, huge congrats on like all the like latest
Thank
success and
you.
stuff.
I appreciate
Because it's one of those things that I see on the timeline all the time, and it's always good news. It's always a sellout. It's always like a new collab. It's always like something positive and something upward moving for the brand. So, how is it having such a successful brand outside of music and within music?
It's hectic as crack. Imani Grace alone, that's a job. That's like a full-time job. Like we talking, I sit down, like I go to my meetings with iPads. Like we talking about, I'm sitting down writing everything. Like me and my mom is to the point now where we share notes. It's not just a one-sided job, if that makes any sense. Like our team is actually like my whole family. So my sister, my younger sister packs. My middle sister, she prints out shipping orders. My mom makes the butter. I come in and make butter when I'm home. My dad, he actually cuts the soap. So it's just like now it's a group effort. So it's getting there. We getting there. It's overwhelming, but we getting there. And then like to have the type of, what's the word I'm looking for? To have the type of connections that I have, it made it easier to do the collaborations. Because it's like, what do you want to smell like? Or when you see people wearing something that you made, how do you envision it? So it's like we go in with like 20 questions. And if you can't answer 20 of them, it's not the fit for you. So we didn't cut off a few people. I can't tell you who, but we cut off a few people because they weren't fit for it. Like it's not just a hop and go process.
Gotcha. I actually considered myself like, damn, there's a lot of people getting collabs. Then I figured, my skin is shit. I don't want to ruin that brand.
Well, so unfortunately, we can work something out, but it wouldn't be for this year. So we're actually booked all the way until January.
That's say that again for the folks that's listening.
So we're booked until January. Think about it. If I started this in March, we had 2 collaborations in May, June, we had Al Rogers. So we started off with Miss Cam and Chris Cashes. Then we had Al Rogers. From Al Rogers, we had Baby Callow and Butch Dawson. From Butch Dawson, we had 3 more. Well, next is 4K Michael. From 4K Michael, then we got 3 more people. From those 3 more people, then we have, November. From November, so it just goes and it goes. Oh, we have somebody else coming out in September too. So,
man,
it's a fun process, honestly.
Is it one of those things that makes you like sit down and wonder, like, wow, like there's a lot of like, I guess, blessings pouring in? Is it humbling?
It is, because it was to a point where, we all getting our little down places and we got to recuperate and pull back from social media. But I felt kind of like devastated when I lost my job. Like, I don't cry. So if you ever see me crying, like, my feelings are genuinely hurt. So it was like, dang, I walked in. Yeah, like, I'm walking into work like, oh, hunky-dory, like, hey, what we doing today? Just to leave 3 hours later. So it was just like, all right, fuck, how am I pay my rent? Or how am I pay my car payment? Then I looked and I'm like, oh shit, I got a whole business I can run. So that humbled me. It was just like, all right, like, you need to figure out your next step and you need to figure it out now. So it's no unemployment checks. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, all of this is serious, like, purely butter based. Like, all my money is coming in from the business right now.
Absolutely. Before I hop into the next subject, I really
okay.
Again?
No, I said okay.
Oh, before I hop into the next subject, I really would like to say that, like, when it comes to brand building, that's why I put it in the title of, like, the promo, like, the Baroness of Brand Building. Like, to have that resurgence and to have that, like, type of thing pick up and just multiply, like, tenfold is nothing short of amazing. So I personally, myself, not Score Swayze, but Talib, I would really like to tell you congratulations.
I appreciate it. It takes a lot, and I'm always in that mindset of why be known for one thing. So it's just like, whatever I can get my hands into and I can master it, like, why not? Because think about it, you gotta have multiple streams of incomes to be where you really want to be. Like, you might not just make it solely off of rapping. You might have to make it off of rapping and working in IKEA. Like, you just gotta. That's where that humbleness come in. So you just gotta figure it out. And do what you gotta do. Absolutely. And stay humble. You can't be all big headed when you get what the hell you need from the universe, because that's how you get fucked up.
Ain't that the god?
Yep, that's how you get messed up.
Ain't that the goddamn truth, boy?
You praying and asking for stuff, and then when you get it, you forgot what you had to do to get it. So,
if that doesn't explain 2015, I don't know what does.
You said 2015 or 2020, because that's where we back again, all over again.
All over again. So the next topic I wanted to talk to you about was skincare within hip hop in general, being as though that we have pretty much brand building within hip hop in 2020. It's not just about music anymore. It's about multiple within the music. Where do you see hip hop going with skincare in 2020?
So right now my friends are helping me. So they're showing you that it's pretty much cool to have moisturized skin. It is cool to not have to wear a whole bunch of makeup when you gotta go on set and be somewhere because your skin is pretty much flawless. So I think if we keep moving in that mindset, we might not see a lot of ashy people. But also
no, that's worthy of it.
Listen, so as far as in general, maybe it'll make people more aware of themselves. Because think about it, like I said earlier, you emulate what you see. So if my favorite rapper is wearing body lotion or eating chips, what you think I'm gonna do? Go buy the body lotion and eat the chips. So hopefully it's like a monkey see, monkey do type thing.
Pretty much on influence.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Not actually trying to do it, but.
Got you. Do you feel as though the positions that we're in, being as though we have our Butches, we have our Miss Cams, we have our Carlos that are into the brand, that are into skincare and things like that, do you feel as though it can go to an even bigger wave, such as like, you know what I'm saying, your Beyonces, your Megans, and your, I guess...
I mean, I will hope so. I don't really know my future as far as this, but it's not something that I plan on quitting. If this takes me to where I need to be, like, eventually, like, the goal is not to, for me, the goal is not to be famous. The goal is to be comfortable and wealthy. So if that takes me to that point, what it is. So hopefully, maybe I could be like a baby Rihanna without the music. But yeah, hopefully.
That's a bag. We've seen.
Yeah, literally, think about it. She got lingerie, makeup, actual clothing. She has an accessory line. She could come up with a furniture line. Like, that's the type of stuff I would be into. But music is just like, it helps everybody. Why not?
Absolutely.
Because think about it, it's a song for every emotion in life. So why not help somebody go get through whatever they're getting through, whether it's through my voice or somebody else's voice.
Right. How is it having like wearing multiple hats within the, I guess, line of work that you're in? Because
it's hard because I do a lot. I do a lot for the community. I do a lot for the musicians that are here. I still got to take care of myself. Sometimes it's hard because you have to remain professional at all times. I mean, like, I can goof up with my friends, but it's just like, if we gotta do something, like, we have to be serious about it, and you have to know when I'm being serious. So if that means I gotta yell at you, I gotta be stern with you in order for you to know, like, hey, this is not playtime, this is me actually working, then I'm willing to. Like, the night of my show, I actually did not enjoy myself because I was working nonstop.
Now that we're on that subject, I actually do want to go back to winter break because I didn't have it on my liner notes, but I should have put it in my liner notes because that's actually when I met you, and that's when I saw like the mastermind behind the whole show and having everything organized. So, how was it organizing the show? 1, 2, running the show, and pretty much being at 12 places at once.
That was a shitstorm. So I'm one of the people. So like I just told you how we have all these collaborations. Everything is planned with room for error. So like I just told you, we planned all the way up until January. We already working on collections for September right now. So I'm the type of person where if I plan something, it needs to go that way. So as far as putting it together, like I've always had the idea, I just never had anybody to back me. So Be More Alien, he actually was the first person to back me. And it was like, if this is something you want to do, and the way that we met, a lot of people don't know this. So the night that I actually met Cam, I was pretty agitated. We were all out, and I heard somebody whispering like, I bet I can perform better than her. So me being me, I'm a little inebriated. So I turned around. So I'm like, get up there and do it. So me and her going at it. But all I hear is, yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? It's Cam behind me, damn near leaping off the stage. So me and her back to back about to fight 2 different people. We get outside. So Kay like, oh no, like what the hell's going on? He was like, I don't know you, but we shouldn't be fighting. So I actually had to go back and apologize, like, hey. And that's how our friendship formed. So from that one small situation, all of this happened. And so I went to him, I pitched my idea. He helped me with the venue. And from there, all I needed to do was pick artists. I started that in October. Nobody really knew the lineup until December. So a month before the show. Like, we was promoting, like, small stuff. So I sat in my phone, I looked at all my contacts, and I was like, if I need people to perform for a show, who would I pick? So the first person I picked was Nels. So I'm like, all right, I know Nels personally. I know he would do it. So who's next? It went from Nels, it went to Icy Mike. So I'm like, all right, like I met Mike before. So who's next? And that's how I went. And as far as the planning period, it was to the point where they was probably tired of me emailing them. Like that's how crazy packed and put together everything was. So the night of the show, how we did it was each person had 10 minutes to perform. We went from a 9:05, boom, boom, boom. But if you went over, you had that 5-minute room for error. So each person had an extra 5 minutes leading up to 2:00 in the morning. And then from there, it was just like, all right, we here. And shit just started hitting the fan. Like, we talking about, like, we had sets run over. Like, I think I had somebody hop on the stage, like, fuck her. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, it was a long night. Yeah, but we made it. We made it out through. Cam never lets me forget the fact that we made it and it was done. Like, it was to the point where I asked Cam to perform, I think, like 2 weeks before the show.
Oh, wow.
So that one lineup, and everybody was like, how are you going to do this with all these people? And I'm like, it's possible. And look, I did it. I had my own little baby Coachella.
Absolutely.
And I would do it again, actually. Just probably better with a bigger venue with air. Because it was hot. Everybody was in their own world.
Yeah. I'd have to admit, I was kind of like in my own world. I think that was the day I brought the smoke machine, I believe, right?
And that was like, and that was part of that era, because it was like, it was so much miscommunication, you know. I couldn't find people. I was late. Like, it was just so much stuff going on.
Showbiz.
Now I know. I mean, it's not like it's my first time, you know, doing stuff, but it's just like, dang, like now I'm really doing it. Like,
right.
So yes, we made it. I would do it again if I had the opportunity to. Just not with COVID.
But it was also for a good cause, right? It was for the heating.
So we raised, putting together the money that I took out of my own pocket after paying the people that needed to be paid. Together we raised over $1,400. What I did was, I never told anybody what I did, but I guess now we can talk about it. So what I did was, about a week or two after the show, I called out of work. It was on like a Monday or Tuesday. It was whenever my dad was off. He took me to Digital Harbor. I walked in, I spoke to the people that I needed to speak to. So they actually found a way to divide the money up so that they got new uniforms, their lunch desk was paid off, they started a new garden. Any rentals for their athletic clubs, they were taken care of. So, I mean, we did what we needed to do, but not in the manner that I wanted to do it in.
Gotcha.
Because it was just like, oh, you can go ahead.
Is it still a good thing, whereas though the kids were still helped, but it wasn't the same cause or the same purpose?
Can you repeat the beginning part? Because the phone was kind of fuzzy. I'm sorry.
My bad. That's probably on me.
It's okay.
Do you still feel good about like helping kids, but not in the way that you wanted to?
Yeah, because it was just like, I was one of those kids. So it was like, the mindset that I think of, like when I'm supporting my friends, you know, family, is to be the support system that you wish you had growing up. So, I mean, we weren't able to do a lot, but we did enough. And I was okay with that. I mean, of course, there's always more, you know, there's room to do more, but it was like, we did what we could do. And to know that, not like being racist or anything, but to know that Black kids actually want to plant a garden made me so happy. It made me so happy because they become something else. So.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that we're on the subject of that, because we are the natural gardeners. We did that. Not only we did that in pretty much in Africa, but we also did that within the communities that we grew up in. And here, like, after slavery, we were sharecroppers. That's where the whole watermelon thing comes from. And even still within the South, we own a lot of land and stuff like that. So is there a way for us to kind of bring that back within the community? Because we already kind of see it.
So we actually, a lot of people don't know, but there are actually programs where they take the kids in the schools and they take them out to plant. So I think it needs to be more of us doing it. So not, you know, people coming all the way from out Delaware. Like, we have a community that can do it. So I think, like I said, people emulate what they see. So if we get a good enough people to be like, hey, we're going to plant gardens here, and here, and we're going to get the kids to help, that should trigger off that domino effect of all right, so they need to go plant there, there, and there. It's just somebody has to be the one to initiate it.
Exactly. So, first of all, thank you so much for even giving me this much,
No problem.
this great interview, because a lot of times my interviews don't go this like multi-topic or even outside.
It's okay. I was gonna say I'm one of them people I can have 5 different conversations at once, so this is okay.
And that's what I want for the Inside the Rapper Studio. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have to. Like, I do it to my, like, the funny thing is I do it to my mom all the time, so it's just like it's already instilled. We can go from the sky is blue, it's breakfast time, what are you gonna eat for lunch? How is the car outside? So it's just in my nature.
I'm gonna give a few shouts outs to everybody that's alive right now. Shouts out to April Curtis. Shouts out to Beth Banger. Shouts out Los Vito. Huge shouts out to Evan B1. And shouts out to everybody that's in working title doing their thing. So, of course, it would behoove me not to move on to the next song that, in my opinion, that is a knocker. Sailor D. Tell us about Sailor D.
I woke up and I said I wanted a song from Sailor Moon. And hopefully I don't get sued. But I said I want a song with Sailor Moon on it. So I said, all right, I'm gonna write my verse. So mind you, I've had this since February. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna write my verse. We're gonna get it done. But I want somebody else on it. Who do I want? I want Elon. So I texted Elon and I was like, hey, I think that you would fit on this beat that I have. So we played around with it. One night we met up at the grotto. And I was like, I think I got there before she did. And I was like, you know what my favorite skit is right now? Tracy Ellis Ross, Nia Long, and Kanye West. So Mark looking at me, he like, wow, like, I'm like, just put it in, it fits. Like, I don't know how it fits, it just fits. Huh?
That's why you had the video with the...
Because if you notice, that's at the beginning of the song. So I was like, all right, I can do my own animation shit. Boom. So we're going to put that in there, and then it took an hour, and that was that.
Love it, love it. How was
it was fun to do, honestly. Now that kind of it prompted me to buy Sailor Moon lights for my car. We're not going to speak on that. But
how is it working with artists like Elon the Don? Because it seems like you guys are like super tight.
It's funny because she's very soft spoken, so she's one of those people, she can't even raise her voice unless she's mad. So to hear her rap, it's just like you in a whole nother world, and you kind of like grateful to be in it, because it's like a whole different personality that comes out when she raps. Because even when she raps, she's still very soft spoken. Like, and it's funny because somebody has me on video at the show, and I'm like screaming at her like, perform, you got this, like, perform. And everybody just looking at me, but it's like, nah, that's tough love. Like, come on, you gotta make yourself shown. Like, show yourself, you here. But yes, it was fun. It was very fun to do.
So, now that we're on the topic of Sailor Moon, who would you relate to the most out of all the Sailor Scouts?
Oh, hell. Why would you do this to me? What the hell? I feel attacked. Who do I feel? It's definitely not Usagi.
I'm about to say, as long as it's not Usagi.
Yo, she be all over the place. It's definitely not her ass. What was the second one that was found? Because I can kind of relate to her. Shit, is it Mercury or Venus? Oh, fuck. I haven't watched it recently. Whichever the second Sailor person that they found is the one that I relate to, because that was the one that was in school, and then she would just turn up out the club blue.
Gotcha.
So I think I relate to her more.
Would you watch it more recently? Because I made a recent watch of it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it. It felt
I want to see the new one that's coming out. There's a Sailor Moon Eternal that's coming out, and it's supposed to be more geared towards what our graphics look like now. I mean, but if we're being very, very, very honest, not saying that I know a lot about anime. That was just the first girly anime that I found. all of the storylines are the same. And they're just remapping it and remapping it and remapping it. It'll be nothing different, but it'll be different to see, like, the graphics and stuff that we have now. So that's the only thing I'm excited for. Other than that, no, because the storyline is trash. And that's me being very honest.
Yeah.
You just chase this man until he reveals himself. It's giving me Miss Parker's in anime.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that says that, because like I felt very alone in that research.
No, listen, the storyline is very much trash. I want to get into watching, so I'm on TikTok a lot. I don't post videos, but I do watch the TikToks. And I noticed that all of these little black kids are making TikToks to something called JoJo.
Oh my God, Jesus fucking. Okay, so this is where it kind of gets personal because I had to take the whole thing up.
I'm sorry.
If you don't like Sailor Moon now,
I'm not gonna like that one.
Don't get into it. First 2 seasons of JoJo, they're fine. Just the first 2. Okay. Once they got that Stan shit.
All right, I think that's what it is, because we like JoJo, Stance, pose, whatever it is. But yeah, I think that's what they're doing. That's exactly what the kids are doing. And my sister laughs at me because I can just come in the house and bust out a TikTok, and she's like, "Why do you know this?" But yes, so I was like, "All right, maybe." But now that you said, I don't really think I want to watch it. I think I'll be okay.
Give it a shot. Like, form your own opinion of it. Like, but me personally,
Wait, is Pokemon considered an anime? I think so. Yeah, that would probably be my favorite then.
It's in the same bag as Sailor Moon, like super episodic. The episodes are all the goddamn same. The story's bad.
Okay, yeah, I think, but that's better than Sailor Moon though. I just like it because it's cute. Like, it's cute. Like, you probably won't ever get an anime again like that unless somebody makes it black.
But that's another topic. So for the ones that's rolling in late, these songs,
very late.
Oh, hella late. For the ones that's rolling in late, the song that was most recently playing was Sailor D featuring Elon the Don. The song by episode 70 of Inside the Rapper Studios' most wonderful guest, Monty D. Once again, thank you very much for joining me on this live and answering these hard-hitting TMZ questions. I guess the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is what's coming up next musically for the D.
So I haven't really been in the mood to make music. I enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoy writing for others. I think I'm more behind the scenes. So I think I want to stay in that realm. It's easier writing for people because I can tell them how I want them to sound. So probably more of that. I guess whenever everything opens back up, I kind of want to do something in the community for the kids. We just have to figure out what. So I'm working with Miss Cam and a few other people to try to figure that one out. What else? Besides discovering new people, I saw Yoko's interview, and she was like, she put me into the scene, and I was like, oh, because it's crazy because so many people say that. So I guess discovering more people that don't feel heard. I don't know. We're gonna do a lot of stuff.
I mean, you got a whole catalog of interviews to dig through for people that you want to find, honestly.
Well, you don't know that, but I've already been writing down and taking notes, so I see stuff. Ooh. I actually have a whole playlist. I actually need to update it, but whenever I find music from artists that I like in Baltimore, I add them to the playlist. So it's called Liz Underground Playlist on Spotify.
Gotcha.
So yes, whenever I find music that I like, I just slide it on in there and call it a day.
Love to see it.
So yes, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get you. Our next collab is Industry Girl, so I'm gonna make sure I get you some of that. I'm gonna ask you for your shipping information. Wait, you brought something from us though, right?
Several things, yes.
Well, okay, so remember, I don't touch money, so I wouldn't know that. Yeah, I wouldn't know that. What did you buy? What did you buy that you liked?
I bought the hemp soap. I'm about to run.
Unscented.
Yeah, the unscented. I had like a huge like gel thing. I couldn't touch it until I ran through the gel. So now I'm on the him. So I've been abusing the lavender that I've been using on my face.
Oh yay! It makes me happy.
What else? I also have the I believe it's the hemp shea butter.
Unscented.
Yes. Like
We gotta get into some of our scented stuff now.
I
4K's coming out. I mean, it's not this many people on here, but I can tell you 4K's coming out with a chocolate scent. Butch Dawson just released blueberry lavender that actually does not go out of stock, so you can grab that whenever. He has blueberry lavender shea butter with green apple soap, baby Callow's cinnamon buns. Miss Cam is, don't make me lie, vanilla musk. There we go. I had to think because I actually have a little bit of my inventory on the floor. I'm sad that you couldn't get Purple 6, but it may or may not come back out. I can't confirm or deny. It's one of my mom's favorites. But yes, we need to update your game a little bit more.
I will.
And if you've been wearing it like you say you have, you shouldn't have a mosquito bite.
I don't have
mosquito bites.
I don't, because like yesterday my
That's because you're wearing your butter.
Say again?
That's because you're wearing your butter. It's a mosquito repellent.
Exactly. Like yesterday at my video shoot, I was outside and like they kept flying around, but none of them touched me.
That's because you're wearing that good stuff. Yes, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Thank you so much.
I sat in a group with my friends the other day, and I was like, "How many people got bit by mosquitoes?" So everybody that has a collection looked up and was like, "No, like we ain't get bit." And then somebody else looked over and was like, "T. Ali," he was like, "No, I ain't get bit." So we looked at the last person. He was like, "Cause you ain't wearing your butter." That's the message of the day. Wear your butter so you don't get bit.
Wear your butters. That's the sound bite I'm going for this one.
Wear your butter.
Huge thank you to Monty D for
no problem. Glad you guys had me. I appreciate it.
I really do appreciate the time being spent to take out and answering these questions. Do you have any last words, any last promotions, any last propaganda for
I just want people to put out projects that they are very genuine about. If you know you don't like it, don't put it out. Because 9 times out of 10 your fan base isn't gonna like it because you don't like it. So I want people to be more genuine with their emotions and their actions with their music. And whoever liked this must agree. Somebody sending me some hearts. So yes. Just be more genuine with your work.
Gotcha.
Because what's done in the dark comes to the light. That's all I'm gonna say.
A few things that came out. Goddamn.
We gotta stage some people out. We gotta stage it and keep it moving. But yeah. We're gonna have to get you a custom robe or something. I'm gonna look into that. I'm an awesome gift giver.
You said a custom what?
We're gonna have to get you a custom robe.
Don't do that. I stole all my.
I almost put mine on. You know, I ain't want to upstage you though, because you know I got a little V-Files robe. Can't upstage you.
You tell me this at the end of the interview.
I'm so sorry. I should have put it on. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna upstage you like that. It's cool.
Okay. So
that would have upstage. You know what?
I'll take upstage. I'm not the star of the show. The bottom of the screen is the star of the show.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put you on a brief pause. We're gonna pull out this V-Files. Give me 2 seconds. That way you can tell me if you gonna steal it.
While she's doing that, I'm giving out the password for the giveaways. We're doing giveaways for hats, robes, and a sticker. The last password of the week is Lance. So jot that password down. Send me your passwords, and you'll get yourself a sticker, a robe, and a hat, courtesy of Inside the Rapper Studio and Swayze TV. Also, coming up next, tomorrow we got a special presentation of Inside the Rapper Studio. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is exactly, because that's what the fucking surprise is. So, from your host, Score Swayze, and our wonderful guest, Monty D, I would like to tell you guys thank you very much. And as always, wash your hands.
Wear your butter and stay safe. Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
Cover up.
Let me show you this real quick before you leave.
Go right ahead. Oh wow, you really could have done this. You really
We could have did this.
yeah.
Yes, we could have did it. Didn't think about it. It's okay though.
Yeah, I gotta
I
start.
probably could even popped out with the little heart robe for you.
I really gotta start putting that in my liner notes. Start asking the guests to wear robes.
Like, do you have a robe? And I thought about it. I had a little pajama set, and I was like, nah, it's okay though. It's always next year.
It's always next year.
It's always next year. So yes, when 4K's collection comes out, I will make sure that you get some. His is a butter and a hemp base.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we all gonna smell like industry girls.
I would love to smell like an industry girl, actually. Yeah. But
yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone that was here or is not here. Still appreciate you.
absolutely. Whether it's 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, I appreciate everybody. Huge shouts out to IG for not fucking up at all. Because
yes, maybe because it's me. It never messes up when I'm on IG Live for some reason.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, whenever I'm on Live, I never have issues. And everyone always says that they have issues. That's crazy. No. But yes, so I will see you guys next time. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Imani.
No problem.